When you're sitting quietly, silently thinking about this, it's all good. But when we go back to our day to day work, it could be office or like any situation that we face at family, it all evaporates and becomes like a self again, like a solid self again. Is there any anchor that we can hold on to come back to this?
It's an interesting question with many layers. Let's say like this. You decide to relax and you run a bath and you lay down in a bath, and this is 1 hour for you, and you don't need to think about anything, just relax, enjoy, do nothing. While you're in that bath, you don't think about like how many dishes there to wash or what's going to happen next week at work, or don't know. It's time to relax. So while you're here with the group and with me, this is time to rest deeper because of the environment is supporting that. That's your like bath time off. And it feels so good because there are many people here and the energies multiply and it's super supportive. So you can just enjoy while it lasts. And when you go and do your daily life, there are different situations. That piece is still here. It's always here. Here in the group, you can access it easier. But even in like intense situations at work, that piece is still here. It's just it's not noticed. The one question I find that is very helpful to notice is like, what is here right now? And it may be difficult for the mind because it wants to go everywhere. Past, future, what if? Oh, what is here right now? Like bringing attention to right now, because that piece is here right now. It's not somewhere or anywhere else. So that question can help the mind to focus on what's in front of you.
What if the thing that is in front of me right now is not uncomfortable? Or I think that is where the problem is appearing. Right now, everything in front of me right now is very comfortable, very soothing, and I really enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
But what if the moment that the day presents is very uncomfortable and I don't want to face that? That is when like the mind is starting projecting, oh no, this should not be happening. Like it's unfortunate, then it comes with all the theories saying that you're the only one facing all of these, like this should not be happening to you, you don't deserve this, the world is not treating you well. All of those comes when
Yeah, I
when the
know.
uncomfortable situation comes. Yeah.
Yeah, what's wrong with uncomfortable situation? The piece is here with comfortable and uncomfortable situations. The mind says, no, I only want comfortable situations. But what's wrong with uncomfortable situations? It feels uncomfortable. What's wrong with feeling uncomfortable? It's unpleasant, right?
Unpleasant fear, it comes with a lot of fear of the uncomfortable situations. Mind projects something that can happen bad in the future. It's not only uncomfortable right now, but things will happen bad in the future as well. So it comes with not only the right now uncomfortable moment, but also comes with tremendous amount of fear.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that makes it not bearable. Like, okay, this is not bearable, and if this is not bearable, something that is going to happen in future is going to be like more unbearable. How
Mm-hmm.
are you going to be prepared for that? Like at that moment, it feels like the world is collapsed, right? It's all done. Like you're done. It's unbearable.
Yeah.
Give it up. Yeah.
Yeah. What a lie, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Why are we even listening to that voice inside?
That's definitely a lie because I was in a very uncomfortable situation last week and like the mind projected, it's not uncomfortable now. It's very bearable. It's very peaceful. I have no problem right now. But at that moment, couple of moments last week, I thought like, oh, the world is going to end. It's not going to be bearable for me. But now, today morning, I'm thinking back to the situation. It's not anything bad happened to me right now. I'm still here, sitting here. I'm still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That belief that something can happen if I feel something intensely. That belief needs to be questioned because in the whole life, how many times we felt really deeply, intensely uncomfortable, horrible, terrible, scary, angry, hateful, all that kind of horrible stuff? We're still here. Nothing happened.
Many like 99% of the time it is like that. It looks the future is collapsed and there is no future at all. That
Yes,
moment happened like many times, but in reality it happened like very few times.
yes, well, the future is not there. That's truth. The mind will imagine the future and say, oh, should be like this. But that's just an imagination. The future is not there. But what is here right now is here right now.
What do you mean by future is not there, Ilona? Can you little bit talk about that? What do you mean by there is no future?
Well, the future is just imagination of the mind. We can think of possibilities, probabilities, what ifs, maybes, I hope, I want. But it didn't happen. It's not here. Many things can change. There are so many variables that you can never know what will happen. You can guess, hope, project, be scared of, but until it happens, it doesn't happen. And until it happens, that what is happening is here now. So where is the future? Just an idea. Simple, right? I'm sure I showed you the light before, but now it's look. Now, do you know if I flip this, the fire will come up or not? Do you know? This is a light. I'm gonna flip it.
Yeah.
Do you know if the
Okay.
light will, if the fire will come up or not?
I can guess. I can, if your system, that lighter is working, probably most likely the fire will come.
I don't know. Because it's an old lighter. I picked it up from some drawer. I don't even know if it's gonna work. Let's see.
Yes.
Oh, it works. Look at that. Now I can say, I know there was a future and it will work, but I cannot be 100% sure. Nobody knows the future. There's a guess. Do you think somebody knows the future?
Sun is going to come tomorrow morning anyways. I know that for sure.
Okay. What if it's cloudy? Oh, I mean that there will be day and night. Yeah, sure. That's it. That's the laws of nature.
So this is how the mind confirms, Ilona. So if I take a hypothetical situation, I'm sleeping now with the problem in my mind. And if I try to convince myself saying that, fine, there is no future, just relax for now and sleep, the problem is not going to go away, right? Tomorrow morning, sun is going to come up and it's going to be 9 o'clock. I have to go to work. I have to face the problem, right? The problem is basically I'm postponing the problem by convincing myself, saying that, like, okay, relax for now, Jasmine, and we can see the problem tomorrow. But like tomorrow, the problem is waiting for me, right? Whether the electricity out in the house or like the dog has issues and whatever the problem that I left today night, it's going to wait for me tomorrow morning. I cannot escape from that. I
Well,
have to face
but
it.
when you are laying in the bed, there is no problem. In
Yes.
reality, there is no problem. The problem is in the mind because mind creates the problem in order to resolve it. So you can be laying down and just enjoying laying down, or your mind can be going into the future, creating the possible scenarios of what if this happens and that happens and that happens, and twist itself into a pretzel and feel very painful. But there
Yes.
is no problem until the problem is made in the mind by the mind itself. Like if you really look at
Ah.
what is a problem, what define a problem, what is a problem? Like what kind of animal is this problem thing?
It's combination of mental images of what can go wrong tomorrow, like lot of images, and a voice saying that all the possible combinations, like yeah.
Okay, very good. But when the day comes, progresses, you go into work, and last night you imagined how it will be. Does it does it come up the same, or is it like something different?
It doesn't come up in the way that I have not projected. Many of the times it happens in a way that sometimes it happens the way that I projected, and many of the times it happens in a totally unexpected way.
Yeah. So the mind cannot know all the variables and all the different conditions and circumstances, what will happen. At best, it can guess, be convinced that this is the truth, and that's the problem.
That's right. It projects based on what it learned in the previous weeks and previous years. It tries to project that what could be the solution of the problem tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But it creates a lot of anxiety because you face these options and you were uncomfortable with those options last time. So
Mm-hmm.
you will be uncomfortable tomorrow too.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it happens bad, and many of the times it doesn't happen that way.
Yes. Yes. So it's not a question of how to resolve a problem. The question is how not to label a situation as a problem. Because once it's labeled a problem, that's it. Like you are in the cage of a problem and you have to solve it. But the situation, oh, we have many situations and many challenging situations. And here's the situation. Why is that situation a problem? Like what makes it into a problem?
I think I'm missing something. I think I'm not getting something here. So the mind automatically projects something has a problem and gives me like couple of options to solve the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I have an option in any of these conversation that mind is having by itself. It says, okay, this is a problem and you have these solutions, right? And I have no say on that, Ilona. It all happens automatically.
But why is the situation a problem?
Okay, I know what you mean.
Why cannot be a neutral situation that needs a solution? And what is the solution? Why is it a problem? Because the problem is already something to solve, and it's already fear of the past being repeated in the future. But if I have a fresh mind, if I'm calm, if I'm not panicking and worrying about what happened in the past, and just seeing the situation as it's arising, just being present to it, it's not a problem. None of it is a problem, unless it's labeled so. And that labeling itself is already calling for solutions, and that's never-ending loop of don't know what to do.
Because I think I'm calling that the situation as a problem because I want that situation to go in the way that I want. And I don't want to take any other outcomes. I want exactly the outcome number one, and I'm not ready for compromising outcome number two and three. I think that's where mind is calling it as a problem, probably.
Right. Very well. Very well said. Yeah. The problem is an attachment to the outcome,
Yes,
and especially not wanting the outcome to be like it was in the past.
yes.
Yeah, it's a little shift like, okay, what if nothing is a problem? It's just a situation that needs an outcome.
Mm.
So then I can lay down today and not think about what will be tomorrow, because I don't know what will be tomorrow.
Mhm.
Something will happen, sure. Good, bad,
Yes.
all of it. But then I
Mm.
can look at this situation without naming it a problem and find the outcome
Mm.
in the moment. So the situation here is not finding solutions to the problem, but how to stop the situations from becoming a problem in the first place. So let's acknowledge that mind is working very hard. It wants to serve, it wants to help. It's here to keep you safe. That's most minds take the security guy's profession and they want to keep you safe. So they're just doing their job, saying, oh, remember how it was in the past. This can happen in the future. You don't want this. It's just keeping you safe from feeling bad, from feeling uncomfortable. But the reality is, life is full of moments, of wonderful moments, and of horrible moments, of pleasure and pain. It's not just pleasure. I never met anyone whose life was just pleasure. My life is not just pleasure. So there is pain, there is uncomfortableness, and there is resistance arising naturally to uncomfortableness. It's wanting pleasure, avoiding pain. That's how the system is set up. So we can't expect that every moment in life is going to be blissful, happy, rosy, wonderful, peaceful, and oh, sweet. We can't expect that. And we can know that in the future, everything will happen, the good, bad, and the ugly. So we can meet that as it comes, rather than making that into a problem. It's not a problem, that's how life is. This little thing has very limited view of what life is. It's not very good thing to drive life.
Yes.
But it can be open and curious and notice what is that drives life. How does it work, really? To its possibility. I mean,
Thank you, Ilona. Very
oh,
helpful.
you're very welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm really curious to explore.
Okay. Wonderful.
So as you just described, I will tell what is the situation.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's not call it a problem. Um, so I have like intentions in me of I'm doing activity like consulting people,
Mhm.
and I'm currently only studying psychology, but to me, the spiritual, let's say, attitude or worldview and experience,
Mhm.
maybe first of all, is looks like more important. And still, I feel I can see some fear, some willingness to postpone it.
Mhm.
And my career consultant asked me just to write a description, what I am and what I want to do, and then maybe to send it to people and just to invite them to share the message and maybe to start this
Uh-huh.
new thing. Um, at the same time, I experience how scary somehow it is. I have doubts. Uh, I have fear that it won't succeed. I have ideas that, oh, am I really up to it?
Mhm.
And so on. So this is the situation, actually.
Mhm.
A mixed situation, mixed feelings. Some parts willing to go and explore and to challenge myself, and the other part which is saying, hey, 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 calm down. What are you going to do? So that's maybe the situation, if to call it that way. Um, yeah. So I wanted to share what is alive in
Mm.
me
Wow,
at the
that's
moment.
exciting times, huh?
Yeah, yeah,
Exciting times. Hmm. Yeah, none of
it
this is a
is.
problem, really. Is it?
Hmm. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe it just feels intense.
Good.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe it's an intense feeling that it's like I have to find energy to go through something, like, and to go, yeah, to act.
Yeah. Yeah. So imagine there are two forces. One is pushing, one is pulling. One wants to
Mm.
change,
Comment.
one wants to go into some new adventures, but the other one says, oh, it's okay as it is now. Let's stay here put, right? Because what if
Yeah.
it changes so much that I lose control if I don't know what's gonna happen? No, we don't want that. We want to be comfortable, the same old familiar. Don't do anything.
Mm. Yes, it is familiar and comfortable. Yeah,
Yeah,
without going anywhere,
exactly.
somewhat.
Yes.
And at the same time, of course, I can grasp a little bit that it is also uncomfortable because I have this some inner like intention, let's say, or inner power, which is motivating me, which and also creating a discomfort to stay.
Yeah, yeah. So the tension is between two parts, the one that wants the new and the one that wants the old. And we can
Yes.
welcome and allow both of them. Like, yeah, I see this mechanism. That's how it works.
Hmm. in the sense that there is space for both of them.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. If you
Yeah.
packed your bags and you're going to a different country for a new adventure, you don't know what will happen.
Yes.
And it will be fear.
Hmm.
That's normal.
Hmm.
It's normal.
Yeah, usually in when I travel, I in this world I usually don't experience much fear. I usually enjoy traveling. Yeah, but in this travel, yeah, I do experience. Hmm.
Yeah. And this idea of what if I will fail? Of course you will fail. 1,000 times you will fail. Maybe
Okay.
5,000 times. But that's how you become a master, right? By failing.
Hmm. Exactly.
Master is somebody that failed the most and wasn't afraid and wasn't stopped
Wow.
by failure, right?
Wow. Yes. Hmm.
So, yes, to failing. Yes, that means I'm learning.
Well, that sounds quite inviting. Yeah.
Yeah, because when you take something new, this fear of failure is a problem. It's called a problem. It can be stopping or freezing
Hmm.
or terrifying, fear of failure. But that's how we learn. This is exactly how we learn. What is failure? It's recognizing that something old is no longer working. Let's try something new.
Hmm. Hmm. Something isn't just working. Hmm.
Yeah. Now I know to try differently, to do something differently. If that doesn't work, I'll try something differently. And when that doesn't work anymore, I'll try something differently. So we kind of flow with it, not making it
Hmm.
into a problem or into
Hmm.
something scary. And that
And
part that doesn't want change will always feel a little
yeah,
bit of fear.
we'll always feel.
Yes. I mean, if it's worth doing something, you're going to feel afraid to do it. It's big, it's bigger than you.
But as I learned through our practice, that it's worth to invite it and to accept it as it is,
Yeah.
with the allowance to be, and maybe communicate with it.
Hmm.
What does it want, really?
Well, he wants to keep you safe. He wants security. He wants guarantees. He wants certainty. He wants to be allowed to want all that.
Yeah, yeah, which is okay. uh, I feel like it's also important to, like you always ask here in the sessions, is it safe? I mean, does it somehow threaten your life at the moment and so on? And it's very important to be able to answer. Yeah, it's in general, it's safe to feel different things, different feelings. So this safety is also, yeah, important. And at the moment, I feel like but too much safety is a little bit could be reducing the energy, the excitement, and the
Yeah.
exploration.
Yeah. And you know what? You'll never be ready. How about that?
Oh, never.
No, but you still do what you want to do, right?
Well,
Like today is an
Yeah.
evening already, but let's say tomorrow, okay, talk to somebody, guide them, or give them some session or something. Are you ready for that?
No, not
Oh, you
not
still do it.
totally.
Still do it because you'll never be ready. Oh, today is the day I'm gonna do it. Just do it.
Mm. Ooh. So yeah, I have my steps. So I know that at least what we agreed with this career consultant that I'll shortly write down what I'm up to and what I want to do.
Mhm.
And then there will be a next step to send this message to people, which I guess might know anyone or themselves might want to get some help or inspiration. And yeah, I don't know how it will be for sure, but I can recognize that part which is willing to explore with all the
Wonderful.
fear.
Yeah, wonderful. So that fear can hang around, can be there. It's acknowledged. It's not in the
Hmm.
way of what you want to do.
Hmm. It just is, but not in the way. Oh,
It's not
that's
in
a
the
great
way.
way.
No,
Hmm.
it's here. Okay. Acknowledging. Ah, feels scary, but I'm gonna jump.
I'm gonna jump while feeling scary. Yeah, scared.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like bungee jumping or parachute or just even in a swimming pool, just jumping. Scary, but I'm still gonna jump.
Hmm. Well, then, yeah, it sounds like a very welcoming attitude to the fear, or I don't know how to call it. Yeah,
Mhm.
very friendly and yeah, cozy space
Hmm.
for it to be and still do the things which cause it. Hmm.
Yeah. See that fear or tension is here for evolution. It supports the evolution. Look at this. As I said, there are two forces. One wants to change, another one wants to stay here. There is a tension.
Yeah.
Tension, right? At
Yeah.
some point, that tension wants to resolve, and either you go or you stay.
Hmm.
And then which is scarier? You can look at that. Which is scarier? To jump, to go forwards with what you want, or to stay here on your sofa and do nothing for another 20 years? What's scary?
Yeah, it happens so in this life unfolding that I get support and encouragement, and it makes it makes like more scarier, a little bit more scarier to stay,
Hmm.
uh, and a little less scary to go. Yeah, this is the moment. Hmm.
This is the moment. And you know what? It's already happening. You're already on your path. It's just unfolding in front of you.
Hmm.
The best thing is to say yes. Yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes. Thank you, thank you. Yes,
Yeah,
I'm
it
going where
is.
you need me to go.
Yeah, it sounds really strong. Like, yes, I'm going the way you need me to go, the direction.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, and one of the things that support this sentence for me is, yeah, because I get the support to go. I get it, um, like the fuel for the rocket to launch.
Wonderful.
because it's happening. Yeah.
Yeah. And
And
like we said before, we don't know what will happen in the future.
no,
No,
no.
but that's kind of exciting.
Mm.
Like you don't want to go to a movie where you know when somebody told you how it will be. You want to
Yeah, exactly.
experience it firsthand and see
Oh yeah.
what the race
Yeah,
is.
explore. There's also energy in this exploration that you don't know how it will be. And there is some eagerness to see or to explore.
Mhm.
Mm. Wow. And yeah, a little bit I can grasp a feeling of like like I don't know why, but like a child being in the sandbox and just building something and not knowing how it will hold, but yeah, just trying to create some castle or a pyramid. Yeah, and I can feel excitement in
Yay!
that. Mm. Mm.
And yet you can still have a vision of the future where you want to go.
Mm.
It's wonderful to have a vision, like direction where you want to go, what you want to do. It's like a big mountain somewhere far, far away. You see it. But with each step that you're taking now, it's getting closer.
Mm.
And you don't need to know how you will get there. You just need to take this step properly.
Which you can see.
Yes. And then it's not scary because you can take the step. You can send an
Mm.
email or whatever form you fill in. No big deal. It's not a problem.
Yeah, and interestingly, I do have a vision. And yeah, it came one few years ago. Yeah, it was interesting that it came. And yeah, and it's also, as you said, it's okay to have a vision, like a direction, not a, how to say, not a attachment to the outcome, but like a direction idea. Because in your previous conversation, you said that, yeah, that's the problem when you have it, like you are attached to the outcome, how it has to be.
Mhm.
Then you're trying to control the world instead of live life. I don't know, explore. Hmm. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that was some new exploration for once. Who would like to share the gifts with everyone?
Ilona, if nobody's asking, I probably we can explore a little bit about um the no self thing.
Aha, okay.
Um Talking with you over the months, I kind of now know what do you mean by no self, but still I can see the difference between me and the other people, like that I am talking with Ilona right now, and she's not me, she's a different person. And I see Lara on the screen and she's different from me, right? So to me, it feels like, okay, so am I trying to force myself to believe that, okay, that is no me, but there are other people? There are always going to be other people, right? There are always going to be other people in front of my eyes and who is talking to me.
Yeah, it's like seeing the form and seeing the essence. And let's look at that. What is a form and what is an essence? Um, okay, yeah. What is this? Oh, how do
It's a
you-
ring.
It's a ring. Now it's gold. This is a piece of gold in the form and shape of a ring.
Mhm.
Right.
Cat.
Hey, little one came over. So what we see first is the form. There's a name for the form. But the essence is what it's made of is gold. Can you see both? Gold and the ring.
Yes.
Yes, it's not difficult. It's natural. We see the essence and we see the form, and the form has a name. But the gold can be made into many different things, many different objects. Now it's a ring. If I kind of flatten it out or put in some furnace, it's going to be a blob. It will still be gold, right?
Yes.
So if I keep the gold, but I give you the ring, what do you have?
I have both
You
gold
don't have anything.
and ring.
If I keep the gold, but give you the ring,
Ah,
it's nothing.
you can't do that.
It's a name. It's just a name for the shape.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Now.
Yes.
Oh, here it is.
Kitty.
Hey, little baby. Go play with your sister. Right. So what are humans made of? What is the essence of humans?
Ah, that's a good question.
What is the
What
essence
we
of
made of?
every living thing?
I can tell that. I can say all I know from my experience. What am I made of? My essence. Only that I can explore, and that again, it's so weird to say that I don't know what is my essence. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of words fall flat here, but let's just call it life or aliveness. Let's call it life for the simplicity. Life. Everything is life. So now you can see humans and you can see life. So the essence is the same. Look, every human breathes, every human is feeling and thinking and feeling pain. But we see the form, we give it a name, and we think that's it. That's it. That's what it is. So then there is me, there's you, there's everyone else, there are people. Yes, there are. We can see the forms. We know the names. But it's all life.
And the forms are also interacting with each other, right? They are not like form. If the forms are quiet, then there is no problem. But the forms are also speaking.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and birds are chirping and cats are meowing and trees are growing. Wind is blowing. It's all life. Like somehow in the mind, this became separate from life or from nature. It's like, oh, nature is out there. The laws of nature work for natural world, but not for here. I'm separate from nature. That's the problem. It's not that I'm separate from you, from other bodies. It will never be, one body because bodies are unique. But somehow this confusion or misunderstanding that I'm separate from nature, from life.
yes, that's weird, but that's how, yeah, that's how the mind confuses. I'm not separate from anything, but it makes me feel, creates the illusion that this particular form is separate from everything. But while I'm breathing, the air is coming into my body and going out. Um, my body again, I don't even know like when I what can I say like a my body, right?
Because the tree says, oh, it's my trunk. See how we put labels, it's quick to put names and labels on things. And we'll look at the tree. Okay, here's the trunk, the roots, the branches, the leaves, right? They're separate parts. We can say, yes, the leaf is not the root. Of course, when you look at the parts, and you can say they're separate, but that leaf is here because of roots, and the roots are here because of minerals in the earth and the water and the sun and the wind and the rain and everything.
Oh, so you mean to say that like everything is like one single thing and oh, I see what you mean. Okay. Hmm.
I love this mushroom metaphor. Did I tell you that before about the mushrooms in the forest? So it's like you go in a forest and you can see little mushroom here, little mushroom there, and you pick them, put them in a basket. Tasty, right? But then you think that this mushroom is this little thing. And you miss the whole point that the mushroom is just like a flowering of mycelium, or the mushroom is underneath the whole forest. We don't see it, but it's connected to every tree, to every grass. It's a net of communication. It's like internet for the forest. Like it gives information which tree needs to move a little bit to let the other tree to come up to the sun. But what we see as a mushroom is that little thing, and we get confused. We don't acknowledge the mycelium. So this flower mushroom is separate from that little mushroom, but come on, it's the same thing flowering. It's the same thing. It's coming up with all these little tiny things that we give name and a form. And here it is, it's separate. It's separate from the forest. Look at this.
Wow, something really, really clicked me right now, Ilona. Oh my God. I
So,
heard this many times. This is not the first time I'm hearing from you, but like really something clicked now.
right. So this little mushroom is talking, but where did the words come from?
I don't know. Just coming.
Mm, it's alive. That alive,
Wow.
that aliveness is the essence.
Wow, this is amazing.
Hi, Ilona.
Hello, Anna.
So when you talk about form and essence,
Mhm.
form I can experience,
Mhm.
or an essence I don't experience.
All right.
Or, but how do you realize I'm the essence?
Are you alive?
Yeah.
That's it. You know. It's not an experience, it's knowing. And you know that you know. You know that you're alive.
Yeah, and I know that I know, but I don't. I don't trust that I know. Or I think.
Right. Because you think that it may be some kind of experience, but it's not an experience. It's a space in which experiences happen.
Yeah.
And that space is knowing or awareness. It has got no qualities, no colors, no sounds, no thoughts, no emotions. It's pure knowing. So let me ask you again, do you know that you are?
Yes.
That's this.
It's so wild today.
I see everywhere.
I don't
Something's
know they
happening.
are. I think it's difficult to drop that. I think it's an experience.
Yeah.
But well, I don't know. But I hear you say it's not an experience.
It's like you are not experiencing it, you are it.
Yeah.
You know it by being, you know it by knowing.
but I don't know that I know.
You don't know that you're alive?
I do. Yes.
Oh, good. Because otherwise it's like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And that aliveness is in every human, in every animal, in every plant, in every microorganism. That's the same aliveness.
So that would be what creates everything, or make things happen.
It's what shows up as everything.
Yes.
But it's not a thing.
No.
So yes, we can see both the form and the essence. And just for the fun of it, let's use word God. I know it's a charged word and it can have different feelings about it. But let's use word God because God is everything everywhere at the same time. It's omnipresent. So if everything is God and only God and there's nothing but God, can anything be separate?
No, that I'm okay. Nothing is separate. I'm not separate.
Right. So where is that God in you? That's the question. Where is the God in you? Because this cannot be separate from God.
It's what I'm made of.
The essence. And forms change, right? Forms change, the body change, mind changes, emotions change, colors, sounds change, everything is in motion. There's something that doesn't change. What is that? What doesn't change?
Oh, God.
And how does that translate to your experience? What is in your experience that doesn't change?
I don't know.
Okay, you can use the word
That what
awareness or knowing, being on, beingness.
like the form is in the way of the essence.
Oh, it's not. It's not in a way. It's what essence showing up as. What you are saying now that the waves are in the way of ocean, but the waves is what ocean is showing up
Yes.
as.
Yeah.
Like thoughts are in the way of being. No, it's thoughts are how being is showing up in the moment. Again, in words, it can only point that recognition is a little bit deeper than words.
Yeah, I think words mix it up for me.
But the words are not in the way of life.
No.
No, it is life. Go back to life. It's simpler.
Yeah. I'll sit with them.
Mm.
Thank you.
Hey.
Hi, Ilona.
Hi, Brian.
Hi. So I've been processing the different conversations about problems. It's been really great, great points brought up. And I think one continuing sticking point for me is that, well, in one of the conversations, there was a choice between the possibility of making a mistake and security. And like, it's just that kind of binary. You can do this one thing that's exciting, and yeah, you might fail, but um, there's that's more exciting, and there's other one that's more comfortable, and there's this kind of air of it or air around it that's like, okay, but that's not the thing that really excites you and engages you, so that's not
Mm-hmm.
probably the way to go, right? And that's doesn't seem to be how life shows up for me. There's a bunch of choices that I can think of right now,
Mm-hmm.
and none of them are particularly comfortable. None of them seem like, oh yeah, that's going to lead to growth. Whereas this one's stagnant and I'm comfortable and I'm just doing that just to feel more safe, right? There's a lot more ambiguity in the choices. Um, I think an example is, this was several weeks ago, but like I was going to give a presentation at work and the nights before thinking, okay, I'm feeling anxiety about that. It's not something that I thrive in doing, right? Or I feel great about doing. And there's choices, right? In this work that, we all kind of do here. Okay, that's interesting that that's coming up in me. There's exploration to do there. But then there's also the choice of, well, with this time that I have, I could be preparing for the presentation,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's not clear how to spend this time that I have, right? Should I be, and I know I'm saying like should, like I don't know if there is a should, one way or the other to do it. Either way is probably okay, but like there underneath all of that is this uncertainty of should I be paying attention to my emotions? Like what am I looking for to stop doing that in order to actually, do the practical steps to prepare for the presentation. And even along with that, it's like, okay, this is nighttime. This is not my work time. You know, should I just be trying to drop the whole thing and pay attention like with my family or just, like you said before, take a bath or whatever, take a shower and just try to drop all of it, right? So that's, I guess, kind of a perpetual, I guess, sticking point for me with, quote unquote problems or situations. There's no, clear choice of this is exciting, this is going to lead to growth, this is the right thing to do, quote unquote, right?
Okay. But there is always the right thing to do. The question is, do you recognize it or not? This mind can go
Right.
into discussions about it and dismiss it. but you know what is the right thing to do. To some degree, sometimes maybe it's obvious, sometimes it's not, but the right thing, and it may not be the most exciting thing. If you don't like to give presentations, it's not your happy time, then, but you still know the right thing to do. You know that you need to prepare, right? Correct?
No, I mean, not really,
You
right?
don't need to prepare?
No, and I mean, I didn't. That was something I tried last few weeks ago. I was like, I didn't. I was like, I know what I did. The presentation is about some work I did, and I mean, there is some level of preparation, right? But I don't know how much is the right thing. So I put something together kind of quickly, right? And um, then just at some point said, okay, that's all I'm going to do.
Right. That you
And
feel what's the right thing to do. At some point, you stop and that's it.
And there was consequence to that, right? Like I felt when I was done with the presentation, I did not feel like I did as well as I should have, right? Or I could have. I didn't get the point across as well as I could have if I would have prepared more. So in a sense, that was I mean, I didn't like lose my job or nobody even talked to me about it afterward, right? There wasn't like any like big negative consequence, but the there was like an opportunity cost, right? Of if I would have prepared more, then that could have gone better, and maybe I would have gotten good feedback or something good would have come of it, rather than just it being kind of feeling like it fell flat, right?
Okay. But
So there was a level of preparation I did, and there was kind of I could have expected those consequences for it, right?
exactly. But now you kind of learned your lesson,
Hmm.
isn't it? You can call it a failure and cry about it. Or you can say, all right, well, this worked out like this. Next time I'll prepare more.
Hmm.
But it's done. It's not something that can be different.
Right. It's just informing for next time, right?
Right. And you did the best you could with what you had.
Hmm.
And at the time of preparation, it felt right. So if something else was feeling right, you would do that. But it felt right. That's enough. That will do. That's it. That's as much as energy and focus I want to give this. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that what I didn't think it felt right. It was the amount that I did, right? There was nothing in my experience that was like, okay, that's all I'm going to do, final, right? It was just other things happened, right? And I struggled with, should I prepare more? Well, I don't really have the time. Okay, I guess that's what's going to happen, right? And even that kind of felt like I wasn't sure if that was the right thing to do or if I was just trying to avoid it, right? Avoid thinking about the presentation and everything.
And in that situation, you could see what's going on through the mind. So it's not really about presentation, it's about learning. Like the situation, the outcome, what do you learn from that? As I said, nothing got hurt, everything's fine. But that missed opportunity is only idea about something that didn't happen. It couldn't have happened with these conditions. And that's that, really.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess it seems like I'm still waiting for this to sink in a way where when I'm in that heat of the moment where the presentation is coming up or whatever, that it seems okay just to let whatever happen is going to. I mean, I don't know. That
Okay.
statement of like, whatever is going to happen, it's going to happen seems like it's short-circuiting something that
It-
is short-circuiting exploration, right? Like of what's really going on here. Or like what do I really have leverage on at this time?
okay, imagine you are on a train and the train is on the rails and it's just going where it's going. From point A to point B, it's a straight line. Now
Mhm.
you're on a train, you look through the window and think, oh, I wish this train would go left. But then you look at the right, oh, now I want to go right. Or what if I go left and then right and then up and then down? You can, imagine things, have your trip in the head, but the train is just going where it's going. Meaning that whatever conditions come together, things happen, and nothing can be anything different. How do you know that? It's here. You can imagine how it could be, how it should be, how it could have been, but that's all just daydreaming about stuff that didn't happen. So the only thing that can be right here right now is that which is here right now. Cannot be anything else. Cannot be having a bath now or spending time with family because you're here. That's your confirmation that you are in the right place. The right place is here. So there is one thing what is happening, and another thing is how the mind interprets it or what dreams it weaves around this situation. So it's in a way an invitation to just sit on that train, relax, and see what happens. Do the best you can in the moment as you already do. It's nothing changes there. You already do. You always do the best you can with what you have. And everything else in the mind is a daydream. That's why you can be relaxed today about the presentation because you're not working on it now. Don't need to think about it now. Now you're here. Full focus is on this. And when the time comes to do the presentation, then full focus is on that. And then something else comes in and then full focus is on that. Because it's a lot of energy going, what if, what could have happened? That's a lot of energy is being wasted on stuff that is not happening.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
I hope this makes sense.
I think it's a long road of it kind of fighting against it and then kind of you know figuring out the contours, the edges of what it means to sit on the train, right? Like you were saying there, because often there are just what ifs going on, and it feels like they're very distracting. And even if I'm doing something, inspired by like deep looking, those kind of things, it feels like something else I'm mentally trying to do to control the situation, right? I want to feel better about the situation, right? I want tomorrow when I'm in the presentation, no matter what happens, I want to feel okay about it, right? And that programming, I guess, is just very hard to find the off switch for it.
Why not to leave it as it is? Just
Yeah.
noticing it. It's okay to.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, if I think I know how life should work, then I will try to control it. And I'll, of course, will burn my fingers. But if I don't know how life works, I'm open. I'm open to the magic. What if nothing is the way it seems? And if I don't need to control life and I don't need to fix life, then I can just watch what's showing up. Be curious about it. It's kind of more joyful way to live. We are still here. I mean, life is going on. Every day is closer to the end of this life. But we can spend it trying to fix life or enjoying life.
Okay. Thank you. The next thing that's showing up for me is my son is making strange noises in the other room, so I'm gonna go check on him.
Wait. See? You know what's right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Lena. Bye.
Thank you very much.
See you soon. The next meeting. Oh.
Thank you.